And it is time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. So, I asked this JJ Redick yesterday on This Just In, Jay.
Okay.
And Key. Like, whoever wins this series, given the way the Warriors have looked recently, like, maybe the question's not can either one be, who has a better chance to beat the Warriors between these two teams, and how good is that chance?
Who has a better chance?
Yeah, and how good is the chance?
I mean, I think if Boston were completely healthy, I would probably give them the best chance to beat the Warriors because of the firepower that they have offensively, because of Marcus Smart guarding the likes of a Stephen Curry, because of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those long wings going against Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole. I would like the way those matchups looked for Boston. The thing you worry about, and I know that Golden State has, when you think about Otto Porter having injuries, you think about Gary Payton II having injuries, being out, they're a little bit hobbled, but their starting core is still intact. I worry about the Celtics, and I worry about Marcus Smart. And even though they won last night in a convincing manner, Key, Marcus Smart is the engine to this car. He gets them going. So the injury to him, how will that play long-term? How will that factor in with Robert Williams with the knee? The injuries worry me, which probably make me consider the Golden State Warriors the favorite right now going into the NBA Finals. Because, look, if they're going to sweep the Mavericks tonight. They're going to sweep them tonight. This series is over.
It doesn't matter if it's a sweep
even if it's
or
a gentleman's sweep. It's
so
over.
what's the difference?
You feel it. It's done.
Yeah, I would certainly say it's the Celtics. Everything that Jay said. And what Jay was trying to say was that the Celtics don't have a real opportunity and chance unless they are completely healthy. Miami, you never want to count anybody out, but I look at Bam, I look at Tyler Hero, and they just don't give me the confidence. Even if Jimmy Butler was scoring 50 a night, they don't give me the confidence to believe that they're going to come to the party along with Jimmy. Where on the other hand, I think a healthy Marcus Smart, we saw him in game 2, or is it game 2 that he came back in, that we saw how that dynamic shifted. Once he got on the floor, he knew exactly what he needed to do to help lift his team. And then obviously Tatum chimed in along with Brown and the rest of Horford and the rest of the crew. But they're going to be overmatched to some degree on the offensive side because Golden State stretches that floor, man. When they just got too much. They got too much firepower, especially with Wiggins playing the way he's playing now.
Key, I wanted to ask you a question. It all depends on how you define teammate, right? Because there's different levels to this. So Michael Jordan considered the greatest of all time, but you got it when you watch The Last Dance that there's a sense of fear when it came to Michael because he held you so accountable that at times he would debase you to a degree, right, to get you to play up to a level. You have LeBron James who's in that conversation, but at times, and I think LeBron's one of the greatest leaders the game of sports has ever seen, but people felt him to be a little bit too passive early in his career, and they hold that against him to a degree that he wasn't demonstrative like Jordan. So I found myself wondering, Stephen Curry, maybe the best teammate of all time, one of the best teammates of all time, does he create an environment that is so conducive, whether you're Kevin Durant, yeah, you're going to be top 10 of all time, KD, scorer, one of the best scorers the game of basketball has ever seen. Sure, come play with us. I'm not worried. I'm not insecure at all. I want to do my thing. You can do your thing. Hey, Jordan Poole, you're growing up almost like Aaron Judge to a degree, right, in the farm system for the Yankees. You grew up in this system, thrive, win. I don't mind if you start. I come off the bench after my
His
injury.
ego ain't
I
getting
don't
in
care.
your
There
way.
is no ego
Yeah.
associated with Stephen Curry. And at times, we always talk about his shooting. We talk about his ability to dance. We don't talk about these nuances that make the Golden State Warrior environment so conducive to winning championships because he sets a different tone.
If you want to make the argument eventually that Steph is a top 10 all-time player, to me, that's your strongest argument.
I hear you.
He's the greatest shooter of all time, all those kind of things. But whatever deficiencies there are, if I say, well, he's never won Finals MVP, if you want to make the argument,
y'all keep talking about that.
Look at the team, the environment that he creates. Even, by the way, defensively, he's not built like a defender, but he is present defensively. He's doing things. He is trying defensively. There's some guys who aren't even there. That's not Steph. If you want to argue that level of teammate that he is and the environment he created puts him in the top 10, to me, that's the strongest argument.
I mean, I'll tell you one last thing. Even like on the back end of the whole KD stuff, like seeing him fly all the way from the Bay Area to New York to sit down with Kevin, even though they went different ways, like that's the type of leader this guy is, right? Like in the midst of chaos, adversity, feathers being ruffled, he's like, yo, it's all love, it's all good moving forward. And I don't know, sometimes you meet people, man, you're like,
Yeah.
I want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
He's created it. There's
Yes,
no,
he
I mean,
has.
even the idea where, like, if I say something like, well, look, once an MVP level player goes to join that team, there's nothing you can do. So once KD got there, but why did KD want to play there? It's not just because they're good. It's because he looks and goes, that's the way I want to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And you absolutely have to credit
He
Steph
even
for that.
pushed the organization to bring back Gary Payton II.
Yeah.
Like he's like, no, this is happening. Like you got hurt by this push in the back by Dylan Brooks. We're gonna take care of you because that's the culture that we've established here. He leads that culture.
And
it's incredible, man.
You know, a lot of times the reason basketball is barbershop talk is because, like boxing, which is also barbershop talk, right? You can almost reduce it to one-on-one, him versus him. But it is not one-on-one. Like, in the end,
team.
you have to evaluate the players within the context of the team. And to me, that is a powerful argument for Steph. I agree.
All righty. I'm back now.
All righty. Where were you before?
I had to run out and grab something because I didn't want to have the same issue that we had yesterday at the top of the show.
He was unprepared. That's all.
Oh,
James,
now I'm a, but
James,
that's a
wow.
typical. But that's a typical coach. Blame the player when they screw it up.
Damn, coach.
Damn, James, really?
Listen, those were the live reads were printed earlier, so that's not on us.
Well, that's Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. And how big of a deal is it that Kyler Murray is skipping OTAs? Well, he is going to tell you next, but Channel 8 is ESPN2, the ESPN app. Good morning, guys.
What up,
Morning,
baby?
sir.
Good morning, Kay.
How are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm good, man. Why are you changing your voice?
I don't know. Just because I thought you were changing your voice, man. Leave my voice
No,
alone.
my voice is authentic.
I've heard the different voices now.
Yeah, ask Jay if he has hardwood floors. We'll see how authentic Key's voice is.
Hey, Jay. You know, it's like the whisper, the awkward whisper during the breaks.
No, we know
James,
Jay has
you
hardwood
have
floors.
hardwood
We've seen his
floors?
floors, Max.
Hey,
Yeah, they're
Key,
nice floors, by the way.
Key, do you
He
have
has
a
those.
pizza
He has one of
oven
those
in your
big steel
backyard?
refrigerators too.
Hey, Key, do you have a pizza oven, a wood-burning pizza oven in your backyard?
Man, I worked hard for mine.
See? Why do you get
See how I
this-
shut that down? I'll shut it down.
Why do you
I'll shut it down.
Jay's
Worked
got the
very
wide
hard to.
plank wood floors.
Yeah,
Very
the
nice.
wide plank, yeah, wide
wide
But you
plank.
know what else he has? He has them big old refrigerators with the silver ones. You know those kind, Max, with the big giant knobs and stuff.
What are they called?
Yeah.
What kind of refrigerators?
Yeah,
are those
you know, I
called?
don't. Those are the expensive ones on the other aisle that I don't go on.
Jay's got the see-through fridge.
The
You can
other
see,
aisle
you see
that I
right
don't
through.
go on.
Yeah,
There
the
you go,
commercial
Max.
Leave
grade
my house
fridge,
alone,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's probably got one of those big old giant oven range things with the red knobs. Wow, Max, think
red
about how
knobs, the red knobs.
when we looked at those in the magazines growing up, Max, we really
Red
wanted them.
knobs.
Jay just
Y'all the
Gosh.
worst, man. Y'all the worst. Get out of here.
color knobs. We're still
Color
working
knobs.
with
You
the
got color
nice.
knobs on your oven?
Yeah, you got the red ones.
Plus,
I
Jay, you
saw
know,
it.
Jay's
Bottoms.
got someone to come
I'm not
over
like
and
green
line
with
up
the red
all the
bottoms
bottles.
on the shoes.
So you could see through the fridge and all the bottles are lined up real crisp.
Yeah, you gotta keep it sharp, man. You gotta
Yeah,
keep it tight.
sure.
You know what's so crazy? You said that if you Architectural Digest has a YouTube video out now.
Are you in
it's
it?
It's similar to, they're trying to do like an MTV Cribs sort of deal, but they're doing like a lot of the celebrity homes. And I went on the other night, we were watching it, and man, you had to see something that, like you said, Max,
Yeah.
they got the perfectly lined up. I'm like, who refrigerator looks like that? I don't
Ain't
give a damn
nobody's-
how
ain't
many
nobody's
photo
house looks
shoot.
like that.
nobody. I don't care how many nannies and housekeepers and no one lines up.
Be nice
The
to live in that
Gatorade,
world, though, huh?
the sparkling water,
Yeah.
the Avion. You know, it's like, come on, man, seriously.
I just want the world to recognize, as much as Key gets on me about my hardwood floors,